We are looking at the newly released Garmin MARQ collection, all 5 watches. This video is about giving you a high-level view on what Garmin is offering and what this luxury collection is all about. We will do detailed hands-on reviews following thorough testing of each model the next couple of weeks, so make sure to subscribe and check out those videos as well once they are uploaded. Here's what they all have in common. They all have the titanium case, a sapphire crystal, and the base functionality of Garmin's famous Phoenix watches. Having that shared Phoenix DNA, these are really, true sports watches and true smart watches. They feature notifications, ability to stream music directly to your Bluetooth headphones, so no longer a need to run with your phones. You can answer your phone calls, you can have the incident detection where it will alert your emergency contacts in case necessary, and the watches also have an always-on sunlight readable display and of course also GPS and more advanced sensors. They all come with an extra black strap and a charging cord. The cord is, as far as I can tell, different from any previous charging cord, so you can't use your old ones. The battery life ranges from 12 days in smartwatch mode to 28 hours in GPS mode, and up to 48 hours in ultra track mode. So it really is a series of luxury digital tool watches. Having said all of that, each member of the MARQ collection has distinct features and bezels. So without further delay, let's jump right into the specifics of each member of the MARQ family. The MARQ Athlete is the most affordable MARQ watch. I would call this the luxury version of the Fenix 5 Plus. Now, when you buy a fully decked out Phoenix after initial release, it tends to sit around, let's say, the 1000 mark. So is the Athlete worth the extra premium here, which currently sits at 1,500? The extra dollars that you spend, you do actually get something very polished and indeed very luxurious in return. So if you wear your watch on a daily basis, if you currently wear your fully decked out Phoenix watch that you pay 1,000 euros for every year, then this is a very compelling package. The fit and finish is excellent and so far unseen in the sports watch world, if you ask me. This is completely different from anything that Garmin has brought before. On the wrist it sits and fits just great. I have a small wrist and the watch, while of course large, as any sports watch, doesn't wear overly large, and it's certainly not too thick either. I'm a long-time user of the Phoenix watch seen right here, and it makes my Phoenix look like a toy in comparison. So it really feels extremely cheap now to go back to the Phoenix, and I do not mean this in any snobby way. I mean, these are two different classes of wristwear altogether, uncomparable as far as fit and finish. So the Athlete outshines the Phoenix by a large margin. Weight-wise, they both feel about the same. I didn't put them on a scale just yet. Functionality of the Athlete is geared towards the typical triathlon sports, meaning running, cycling and swimming. Of course, there's a whole lot more. The bezel, which is non-existent on the Phoenix, presents a quick view on VO2 max and on recovery time. A full and very detailed review of the Athlete will be dealt with in a separate video, so right now I'm just sticking to a high-level view of every watch. We are testing every single watch here in this collection for the next 3 weeks individually. So right now let's just move to the next watch in the collection, which is the MARQ Expedition, which is designed, let's say, for the adventurers amongst ourselves. It features a very good looking and well-made leather strap, and here again a non-rotating bezel. The MARQ Expedition features a 360-degree compass bezel, and I would say, think of it as a luxury version of Garmin's existing GPS watches. Other than the bezel, the case design is similar to the Athlete, with the pushers being notably different here, which is, by the way, a constant across the collection. It has topographical maps, real-time ascent data, a compass, and then a fabulous expedition app, which is a mode that essentially extends battery life by weeks, not by hours or days, but really by weeks for longer expeditions. So it achieves that through clever engineering while keeping the ability to track your progress with GPS enabled, and gives you a month, not a week, not 2 weeks, not 3 weeks, a month of battery life. And yeah, I gotta tell you, I am looking forward to really putting this to the test in more detail in the next couple of weeks. Then you have the MARQ driver. It sets itself apart from the other collection as it comes in black and features a matching black bracelet with a butterfly clasp. The bracelet has a very unique red lining for extra comfort. It's a bit, I'm not sure what the material is, rubber or silicone, but it's very comfortable against the skin and the wrist. It has a typical racing chronograph look, including the pushers and then of course the bezel with the tachymeter. On the wrist it wears very nicely, and due to the color it seems to wear smaller than the others in the collection. It comes preloaded with data for more than 250 tracks. It offers other racing themed features as you would expect. Moving on to the MARQ Aviator, it features a polished black ceramic GMT bezel and features pilot-specific functions. In my personal opinion, it looks very much like a normal watch from a distance, and I mean that in a good way. So the bracelet has a locking clasp, so you have a standard deployment mechanism and the added security of this little lock to make sure the watch doesn't come off mid-flight. To stay on topic, and the clasp is solid and fits nicely with the overall watch. On the wrist it is very well balanced, and looking closer here you can see that the fit and finish is top-notch. So truly I do mean top-notch. I especially like how the ceramic bezel plays very nicely with the light, and I mean everything is very well fitting and very well finished. Aimed at pilots, it has special features such as emergency navigation, which guides you to the nearest airport in case you run into trouble during your flight. It has a map, course needle, weather reports and flight logging. This is really an additional tool in the cockpit for the pilots out there. Then we have the MARQ Captain, which is designed for the sailing crowd. So it features a great looking deep blue ceramic regatta timer bezel, and the strap is fantastic. So the material apparently is woven in the south of France. It's, by the way, also made to resist, you know, the harsh conditions of the sea and the salt waters. It is by any standards a very premium strap, and in fact a step above what you find with most luxury Swiss watches that come on similarly designed straps nowadays. So I would say truly very well done by Garmin. It has a special regatta timer, tach assist, autopilot and boat data functions, along with a very cool and hopefully never to be used man overboard feature, which essentially helps you mark a person overboard and then navigate afterwards towards that location where you pressed your button, where the man or woman went overboard. My favorite function, really by far, on any watch I've ever held, is the one that essentially turns your boat, into a remote controlled vehicle for your Garmin watch. So you can effectively steer your ship with this very watch. That is James Bond level cool. The anchor feature is pretty great as well. So say you anchored your boat in a specific location and you're off strolling the local harbor. In case of an issue, day or night, where the anchor fails and your boat starts drifting off location wise, the watch will actually very kindly let you know. So it will let you know by buzzing and beeping and whatnot. Overall, thing to mention, I will get into more detail on that in the next video, but none of these are available online, so these are sold exclusively at authorized dealers, which will be essentially, or which are today already, luxury watch stores. So you can't just log online and order this watch, you need to go to a retailer and check out this watch and order it. overall I'm very impressed, and I am absolutely looking forward to testing these out over the next couple of weeks. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, because very in-depth testing is going to happen to each and every single one of these watches, and videos will be uploaded over the next couple of weeks.